The gentleman from Georgia is recognized for 1 hour.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the purpose of debate only, I yield the customary 30 minutes to my new friend, the gentlelady from New York, Ms. Slaughter, pending which time I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Recognized for as much time as you may consume.
Mr. Speaker, during consideration of this resolution, all time is yielded for the purpose of debate only, and I ask unanimous consent that all members have 5 legislative days to revise and extend their remarks.
Without objection, so ordered.
Mr. Speaker, House Resolution 92 provides for a modified open rule for consideration of H.R. 1. This bill reaffirms our commitment to fiscal responsibility by implementing 2 main pillars of our pledge to America: to cut discretionary spending and to ensure an open and bipartisan debate. If you'd told me 6 months ago that I would have been standing here on the floor of the House, handling my very first rule on the floor of the House, and that we would have been succeeding on 2 pillars of the Pledge to America, I'd have told you that might have been wishful thinking. But we have come together as a House, not as Republicans, not as Democrats, but as a House to bring this process forward today. Now, you know, Mr. Speaker, as an experienced member of the Rules Committee in a former life, how unusual it is to have an open process on a continuing resolution. I dare say even the Dean of the House, the gentleman from Michigan, has not seen a continuing resolution come to the floor under the open process that we're bringing it under the floor under today. And that's important, because as I listened to 1 Minute this morning, and I heard some folks on the left and heard some folks on the right who weren't quite happy with the way H.R. 1 turned out. You know, that was an important consideration over the past 4 years, even over the past 10 years, over the past 20 years, because if you weren't happy with the way a continuing resolution turned out when leadership brought it to the floor, too bad for you. You didn't have a voice. You didn't have a vote. You didn't have a process. It was take it or leave it, whether it was Republican leadership or whether it was Democratic leadership, take it or leave it. In the 112th Congress, our new leadership said, we can do better. We have to do better, and the American people deserve better, and today we're fulfilling that promise. This open process will allow any member, Republican or Democrat, to come to the floor today, tomorrow, bring their amendments to the floor so that they can say, we don't think you got it right. My 600,000 constituents back home want to make a change. We think we can do better. We think you did too much. We think you didn't do enough. The first time a continuing resolution has come to the floor into this open process. I ran on that commitment of openness, Mr. Speaker, and I believe in that commitment of openness. I can't tell you how many times I said that if Speaker Nancy Pelosi rammed a bill through in the middle of the night, that was wrong. And if Speaker Newt Gingrich rammed a bill through in the middle of the night, that was wrong. That right and wrong are not partisan issues. Right and wrong are American issues. And I can't tell you how much I enjoyed our Rules Committee hearing last night, Mr. Speaker, where we had the ranking member and the chairman of the Appropriations Committee come forward, lay out competing views about where they think we should take spending in this country, and then agree to come to the floor over the next several days to offer amendments to work through that process to make sure that at the end of the day, no longer do we have a take it or leave it leadership bill from either side of the aisle, that at the end of the day, we have a bill that was truly the work product of this new 112th Congress, of this people's House. And it's just with tremendous pride, Mr. Speaker, that I take part in this debate today, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves his time. Gentlelady from